Okay, we're on the NinjaTrader platform, and it's we've got about an hour and hour and a half left to the end of the session. And I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at the GC contract. That's the main contract for gold futures. And I've got 6 time frames here. On the top level, I've got the 15-second, the 30-second, and the 1 minute. And we've got the 3 minute, 5 minute, and down onto the daily. Normally on these sessions, we look at intraday charts for indices, commodities, stocks, whatever it may be, on the faster timeframes. But I really wanted to concentrate on, just going to move that out of the way. I really wanted to concentrate on the daily chart for gold because it gives us a classic view, a classic example of entrapment, of how and why it is that the volatility that we see in every time frame gives us a clue as to whether the market makers or the big operators are participating or not, whether it is a genuine move, whether it is a trap move or not. And the reason that volatility is so important is that it is the number one tool of pain that is inflicted upon us as traders by the insiders, because they know full well that we are driven by emotion. We sit in front of our screens for long periods with very little price action occurring, allowing us to trade. And as soon as something happens, we want to trade. And that something happening is generally something volatile. In other words, the price has moved rapidly. The fear of missing out, FOMO, triggers us into action. We jump on board and we think we're going to make some quick profits because we've been sitting here for a couple of hours waiting for something to happen. And suddenly our screens explode into life and we jump on board. And invariably what happens is we get caught, we get trapped on the wrong side. We are driven by emotion. The market makers and insiders are well aware of that. The big operators, they know how we behave, and they will use every opportunity to trap you into a weak position through the prism of volatility. Now, I've only got one indicator on here at the moment. That's the accumulation distribution indicator. But I really wanted to spend this video talking about volatility and also the volume associated with it. And the candle that really encapsulates this for us is this candle here. Because volume price analysis is all about comparison. It's about comparing one candle, one volume bar with another to try and establish very simple rules, Wyckoff's rules of effort and result. In other words, if one candle and one level of volume is in agreement and we use that as our benchmark, and then we see something later on, it gives us something to benchmark against, which we can then judge whether price and volume are in agreement or whether they are in disagreement. In other words, an anomaly. And what we saw with this huge move in gold when it fell from over 5,500 all the way down to 4,750, almost just below 4,800. A huge and terrifying down day for those involved in the uptrend. No doubt millions of traders around the world have been buying gold. It would be in the press, everything else. Gold is going to the moon, and suddenly it collapses. And panic selling ensues, or does it? But the key thing is the volume associated with that candle. And when you look at the volume down here, and you look at the spread of price action where the gold price fell not quite 1,000, but certainly getting on that way, and you look at the amount of volume associated with that candle, and then you move back across the chart, and you look for something to compare it with. And if we look at this volume, the height of that volume bar here, and we look at it and compare it, let's say, to this one. Now, this actually has slightly higher volume, but yet look at the price action. The price action is certainly well less than a half, maybe even a third. So if we are to judge whether this is a true reflection of massive selling on a huge scale by the insiders, then clearly that is the incorrect assumption. Because if this is our benchmark, and there's no reason to suppose it is not, and this is the beauty of volume price analysis on a daily chart, we don't need to worry too much about sessions, anything like that. What we've got to worry about is when we get into seasonality, holiday seasons, and through the summer periods, and so on and so forth. But generally speaking, we can quite happily compare one day with another because we're on a daily chart. So we can look at this candle and we can look at this volume bar and say, okay, well, that's fair enough. It's a benchmark candle for us. All the other price action is relatively straightforward. It's relatively smooth. It's not, we haven't got extreme moves. We get another one here. We could have used that as our benchmark. That's got lower volume there. And perhaps even if we compared it with that one, we could say, well, okay, we had this much price spread, which, yeah, maybe is a third or so, a little bit more than the third, and the volume was here, and maybe it's up here somewhere. Volume price analysis is an art. It's not a science. It is an art form. But we use whatever information we have to try and compare and contrast and arrive at sensible conclusions. And using this candle and this volume bar as our benchmark clearly gives us a absolute clear and strong signal that the volume associated with this candle was clearly anomalous. In other words, it's a trap move. And what does that mean? It means that the big operators, the insiders, the market makers, call them what you like, they are not participating. They have simply moved the price down. They have used whatever news was available to shock the market, to take people out, to take out stops, all manner of things going on, but there is no participation on their part because the volume does not reflect that. The volume is way, way, way too low, and therefore it is a trap move. It is designed to trap you into the belief of selling or getting out of the market, and whilst it would be a scary thing to sit through, having a belief in volume price analysis will give you at least an insight into what is likely to happen next. And based on that single candle and that single volume level associated with it, the likelihood is that this is purely a trap move. It's been triggered by some piece of news, a major piece of news, whatever it was. The price has been moved rapidly downhill. There's no participation, and therefore the likelihood is that the price of gold is going to recover and recover fairly quickly, which is what we're seeing at the moment. And what's also interesting about it is that, furthermore, the subsequent selling regions that have occurred in here, in these 2 days here, if you look at the height of those volume bars in comparison to what went on in here, these are very, very low. And it's something we look at all the time in terms of volume price analysis, where we've seen an area of relatively high selling, subsequently followed by a congestion phase, which is what this is, then where we see much reduced selling in an area where we have previously seen very high selling, then that gives us a strong clue, as these two candles did here, that the selling pressure has now been absorbed from the market, if you like. It's rather like a sponge. You see heavy selling initially, the market goes sideways, the volume then dries up, it falls off, and you can see it on the red, what I call the red volume bars associated with the red candles. In other words, the volume has declined quite dramatically. So in this region here, where previously we saw high selling volume, we've now got relatively low selling volume. That in itself also confirms that selling pressure has now been absorbed. It's been mopped up, if you like, to use one of the analogies from Anna's book. And now we're starting to climb back up again. And really, just to put that all into context, if we go to the indicators, I'm sure some of you are familiar with this one anyway. This is the volatility indicator. Just this one, just pop that on the chart. Just add that on there. There we go. And it's no surprise that that was a volatility candle. Well, no great surprise there. And for those of you familiar with the indicator will know that we expect one of two things to happen. Either to see a congestion period, with potentially a continuation, but certainly one of two things, either congestion or alternatively a full-blown reversal. And in this case, we got both. We got the initial congestion up into the spread of the candle, and we're now recovering. And the key thing will now be, we had one here, we had one here. This is another classic example. Market's moving up nicely, bang, day of volatility, volume's not huge. It's another kind of trap move. We see congestion and reversal. And the key thing with that candle is what I mentioned at the start of this piece, which is really about volatility. Volatility is a trigger of emotion. You can't help yourself. We all suffer it because we've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and then we get a very, very rapid move in one direction or the other. We want to jump on board. We want to make money fast, and inevitably we will lose money just as fast, because what will happen is one of two things, as I say. You will see congestion or you will see a full-blown reversal, both of which are painful emotionally and also to your trading position. So there we are. That's where we are with gold. That's the volatility indicator and the importance of volatility, and a really classic example of a trap move. You will see these all the time. You'll see these, for example, during the cash markets open at 2:30 our time in the UK. You'll see the price action oscillate violently around over the first 20 or 30 minutes of the cash markets. A lot of volatility triggers, a lot of entrapment going on. And then after that sort of period, the market will settle and start to move into the daily trend and establish a move either to the upside or downside, or sometimes in congestion, but essentially getting away from that area where you've seen high volatility, because it's a very, very profitable period for the market makers, as indeed is the hour before when you have fundamental news. Same sort of thing when you've got big news releases, CPIs or GDPs or NFP, all huge money makers for the market makers and insiders. That's what they're there for. They are there to get you on the wrong side of the market. And the volatility indicator, very simple indicator, works on average true range, will keep you safe. And the beauty of it is it signals in real time, because you would not have had to wait until the end of the day for this to fire. It would have fired as soon as it moved outside the average true range. So you would have known there and then that you'd be moving into an area of high volatility. Works on all the time frames. The other indicator I have on here is this one, the accumulation distribution indicator. Very visual, sets these levels for you, automatically thickens them every time they're tested or retested, and it tells you with these little numerical values up and down the side here the strength of those levels, but they're also there visually, so you can see how strong immediately these levels are, and you can toggle them on and off so that just you've got the majors on there, or if you want to see all of them, that's perfectly fine as well. And you can see these are dotted around various levels here over onto the 3 minute. So what's going on there? There we go. So you can see the accumulation distribution in action. But I really just wanted to focus on this daily chart for gold because it is such a clean, clear example of how the insiders will attempt to trap you into a weak position. And scary at the time, but you just have to have the faith in what you are seeing reflected in the volume associated with that move as to what is likely to happen next. And clearly in this case, that market was not going to fall. It was just a mechanism for the insiders to make an absolute ton of money and then quietly reverse the direction. And the key thing now is we want to see gold move beyond 5,400 above the top of this candle, really up to 5.5. Once we get through 5.5, we can safely say effectively that we've now cleared the region of this master candle, and we are now back into clear water, if you like. You can think of it as heaving rather a large boulder into a pond. The ripples are huge, and then gradually over time they settle. And from a technical perspective, what we assume, whatever time frame we're looking at for the volatility indicator, once it's cleared either the ultimate high or the ultimate low, then we can safely assume that the reverberation, if you like, from that piece of price action has now calmed, and we've moved away, and we can now revert back to normal trading, whatever normal trading may be, until, of course, the next opportunity arises, which will be just around the corner, because it always is for the market makers. There are session crossovers, there are Fed members speaking, There are bank members speaking, there are politicians speaking, there's fundamental news, there's events in the world. There's a constant stream of tags and onto which the market makers can hang their hats. So, hope you've enjoyed this video, and Anna and I will see you soon. Bye for now.